FPUC Retro. There's a push to put it into the fourth stimulus package. As the Democrats in the Senate get the bill, will they modify it to include FPUC Retro when it lands in the next few weeks? In this overnight LA throwback video, I explain FPUC Retro, UI, PUA, and PEUC. Enjoy this overnight LA video throwing back FPUC. A new bill is introduced for second stimulus, and boy, everyone's excited, except, the usual candidates. It's written by the problem solvers, and Nancy Pelosi's reaction is, "You're the problem." It doesn't include pot. Mitch said, it looks good, but it's not so delicious. Doesn't have anything for lobster in it. Chuck Schumer says it's sort of boring, not very musical, doesn't include Broadway. I looked at it and I'm like, I like it. It should have been written in purple, though. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Ellen. I hope you're good and safe. This is incredibly great news today about a new bill introduced, as predicted first on this channel. One of not one, but three bills coming to you in the next couple of days to get you second stimulus checks. And the path and the progress of today's events are absolutely incredible. Boy, if this was ever a day to go to the front of this channel and hit the subscribe button, it might be today, and drop your comments below. Also like this video so the video appears higher in the ranking. Yesterday, thank you so much. The Purple Power reached 250,000 subscribers, the first time ever a YouTube channel has reached 250,000 subscribers in 4 months. Part of our path to getting ourselves through this. So let me give you the incredible details. Wow, this is so much. On this video, I'll be going over the new bill today, which essentially is FPUC 2.0. Then I'll be going over LWA developments with FEMA. And then I'll be going over the potential for an executive order for another round of LWA. So much great stuff. So thank you for joining me. And if your dog or cat is listening, I won't be saying Nancy Pelosi very loud. So I don't want to scare them out of the room. I'll say Temple of Doom so they don't leave me. They're like, "Oh my God, my ears when he says that name is." I just don't. Yeah. So let me get to the incredible details. A new bill was introduced today, and it calls for an extension of unemployment benefits. I detailed the second stimulus check in it earlier today. $1,200 second stimulus check, $500 dependents, adult dependents. Watch that video from earlier on afternoon's LALATE. But here we go. Problem was the lapsing, the expiring of enhanced unemployment benefits. The Problem Solvers Caucus, a group of Republicans and Democrats, introduced a bill today. I told you it was coming several days ago. I detailed this group to you several weeks ago. They went to talk to Mark Mnuchin, Mark Meadows. It's one of those days. Mark Meadows, chief of staff to Donald Trump, went to talk to him several times. He was very accommodating. He spoke to them, expressed his desires. They went to talk to the Temple of Doom. She refused to speak to them. I'm not joking. Today, when they issued their statement, he said, "This is great progress, Meadows." He said, I appreciate this. Pelosi's reaction, dogs. Temple of Doom's reaction was, they're not solving any problems, they're causing the problems, and they're actually very Republican. Ooh, boy, give her some lobster. I can't even downplay it. It's really just nasty. But let me get to incredible great news from what's going on. This is what they wrote in the bill. Problem: most small businesses who receive PPP loans have exhausted their resources. Many of them, and their millions of businesses, are hanging out by the balance. Furthermore, many small businesses are in distressed communities and owned by entrepreneurs of color who are unable to obtain loans through the original program. Oh, amen. Solution. Here we go. Solution is $240 billion for PPP. Second loan, flexible use, full transparency, simplified, forgiven, prioritized distressed businesses. A $145 billion for remaining for PPP reapportioned, and $95 billion in new money. That includes $50 billion for EIDL. And finally, some rectified Main Street lending program, which I has been a hot mess, and some more about EITR. Now, as we sit here today, how about unemployment benefits? Problem. This is what they write about FPUC. The COVID-19 virus has caused a significant amount of damage to the U.S. and world economy, resulting in layoffs, furloughs, and impediments to work. Americans who have been displaced from their jobs due to COVID-19 need federal support to pay their bills and put food on the table for their families until we can get back to work. It's important to provide such support without a corresponding economic incentive to remain unemployed. Amen. I agree 100% with them. So how much? How much? How much? Here we go. FPUC 2.0 by the problem solvers. $450 per week for an 8-week transitional period. Followed up by up to $600 a week and up to, but not exceeding, 100% of previous wage. 13 weeks from mid-October 2020 to January 2021. Wow. So this is quite exciting, a little bit confusing, but more money than we thought. So let me explain what they're talking about. So they are not doing it retroactive to the date at which FPUC 1.0 expired. Remember, I thought they were going to, and that all hints that they gave out were they were going to do it retroactive to the date at which FPUC expired in late July. The way this is written, it appears that they want to start it for 13 weeks from mid-October to January 2021. So they wanted to really start around, somewhere around when LWA would approximately expire, if you're on LWA. Do I like that? No, absolutely not. Should it have been retroactive? Yes. Should it have been retroactive to the end of July? Yes. Should it have been more than 13 weeks? Yes, absolutely. Now, the amount of money is really quite good. So you can sort of balance off that it's more money than you expected, but less weeks. You can sort of do the calculation. That's maybe a break even. $450 a week for an 8-week transitional period. I don't know if I said 400 before. $450 a week for an 8-week transitional period. So the first 8 weeks is $450 a week. Then after that, $600 a week. Now, why is this incredibly great news? It's incredibly great news because during the negotiations between the Republicans and the Democrats, Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi, sorry, dogs, Temple of Doom, Mnuchin offered $400 a week. He did. We already know that. And the Temple of Doom rejected it. She stayed at $600 a week, which is a number that no one's ever going to pay. I mean, they're just not going to pay $600 a week from July to December. And you know what she's doing? I mean, it's so ridiculous. I'm just sort of tired of talking about her. But it's so ridiculous because you know what she's saying? $600 a week from July to December. By the time we're to the point at which anyone agrees to anything, all these weeks will have passed and they may not be doing retroactive anymore, which is sort of the problem we're here now. People are saying, she was the problem, so we're not doing retroactive. So she's trying to hold out for $600 a week retroactive. Guess what? They're not going to do retroactive, and now they're not going to do $600. So she's basically screwing you both ways going. $600 is an abhorrent amount of money. It was an amount of money that was really done as a rush amount on the first stimulus package, and shortly thereafter people realized, oh my God, why did we do $600 a week? So no one in their right mind, whether Republican or Democrat, is ever going to agree to $600 a week from July to December. It's just not going to happen. Also, no one's going to agree to $200 a week. And I don't think anyone should agree to $300 a week. I've always said that it should be about $400 to $500 a week. And guess where this lands? $450. This is actually more than what Mnuchin offered. And then the next few weeks is really, 5 weeks at $600 is exactly what the Temple of Doom offered. And so what does she call this? She calls this a Republican bill. Honey, this is not a Republican bill. If this was a Republican bill, it would have said an 8-week transitional period at $100 a week, and then followed by that for 5 weeks at $300 a week. I mean, that's what Republicans have offered. How can you call $450 and $600 a Republican bill? I mean, is she having too much of what her bills are about? I don't know. It's very confusing. Now, as you sit here today and you're wondering, well, if she had taken Mnuchin's offer, how much money would I have had? July, August, September. That would have been approximately 12 weeks, $400 a week. So you would have already seen over $4,000 in your bank account had she had taken Mnuchin's offer. And you would continue to see that money all the way to December. Now, she's gotten you nothing. What she said the other day was, I don't want to be a cheap date. Honey, you're not even a date. You're not even at the ball at this point. You're not even, you're not even getting in the car. Because someone offered us $4,000 for FPUC enhancement. $400 a week. We're already 10 weeks past, and we would have had $4,000. Instead, we have zero. And so today, another group comes along that's Republicans and Democrats and offers $450 a week, and she says the Republican bill. No, this is actually more money than the Republicans have offered. Now, the good thing to remember, which I always have to remind you, is that LWA is still out there. So go get it. And FPUC 1.0 is still out there, so get it. Here's a really incredible anecdote, which you have to understand as I detailed it a little bit this morning, but I won't go more in detail right now. I had a viewer who had a problem with EIDL just yesterday, was not getting EIDL the way they wanted to get EIDL. So I said, hey, did you ever do PUA? Yeah, we did PUA, but we didn't continue to certify for it. I'm like, why did you not continue to certify for it? I just didn't get around to it. I said, when did you stop not getting around to FPUC and PUA? In June. I'm like, okay, June, July, August, September. That's 4 months at 4 weeks in the month, 16 weeks. What are you doing here? You haven't applied for 16 weeks of benefits that you qualify? I said, did you make any money in those weeks? No. Why did you not go get benefits? I guess tomorrow I'm going to go get it. How much money is 16 weeks? Well, here you go. June and July. That's FPUC 1.0. So that's 8 weeks. $600 a week, that's $3,400 just for the FPUC part. The person also qualified for escalated benefits under PUA. Remember, if you made over $30,000 2019 tax return, you can qualify for escalated benefits by contacting your state unemployment website and saying, hey, here's my 2019 tax return. I made this amount of money. Move me up to enhance or maximum benefits. Those are about $300, $400 a week. Okay, $400 a week. Time plus $600 add-on, June and July, that's 8 weeks, 8 times $1,000. Oh, that's $8,000 right there. Just got that person $8,000. They didn't realize it until they were speaking to me. Then we go September and late August. So that's another 8 weeks, but no longer are we at $600 a week. We're now at the LWA, which is $300 a week, plus their $400 add base. So they're about $700 something a week times, what was that, 8 weeks? That's $5,000. Okay, we're at $15,000 right now. And they had never applied for it. This is how you have to absolutely stay on top of things. Go get your PUA, go get your UI. If you qualify it during the first stimulus round, all the way from March all the way up to July, and then go get your LWA. Here's the great news. LWA is now paying 6 weeks. It's absolutely paying 6 weeks. And I'm still getting the DMs. I'm still getting the private messages which say, I haven't gotten my... Yeah, just stay calm. There is no one to call and complain about a delay in getting your LWA benefits. And asking me if it's coming doesn't really help. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea why, it's been 3 days, or it's been 4 days, or it's been a week, or it's been 2 weeks. I just don't know. LWA is slow, but you're getting 6 times $300. You're getting $1,800. You're going to get it. It may come in stages, or may come in larger amounts, but it will eventually come all $1,800. Do states have more than 6 weeks? Yeah, Arizona has a little bit more. Will they pay more than 6 weeks? I don't think so. But you have those other 5 states like Montana, like Kentucky, and West Virginia and Vermont. I can't remember the 5 that are paying the $100 add-on. Finally, if you did not see my videos on the big world-exclusive bombshell, there are those states that really feel for you and not qualifying potentially for LWA because you did not reach that $100 threshold. So what are they doing? They're working around it. They're using CARES Act 1 money. That money that was given to them, that they're supposed to use it, that they haven't used it, they're now using it, and this is incredible great news, to get you LWA, to get that workaround. So stay in touch, as always. Finally, executive orders. I mean, the greatest thing about today's bill is there's so many things that are so great about it. One of the things I'm really excited about it is that this is front page news. I mean, this group had a press conference. They had press releases. They appeared literally like, any press appearance they could make, any news channel they could appear on, they were everywhere. They appeared with a major press junket in front of a nice backdrop with incredible picture, and they really wanted to get the message out there clear. This is, pushing the discussion as much as possible. When Mitch introduced his bill last week, it got very little attention. It got very little attention. It was there and then it was gone. This thing today is really quite exciting. Now, is it going to become law? I don't know. Is it going to go to a vote? I don't know. Is it going to get approved by either side of Congress? I don't know. Their focus is to really get people back to negotiations. The Temple of Doom today has said that she will not allow the House to leave until they reach a deal. How much do I believe that? I just don't believe it. She said that before, so I'm not going to go with that story one more time. Mitch also said that same thing about his Senate, and I just don't believe it. Steve Mnuchin overnight said that he's willing to negotiate with Temple Doom at any time, but she's just, it's stuff like this that makes you so excited. Finally, executive order. Can the president do executive order? Yes. Does he have enough money? Yes. How much money will it cost for another round of LWA? About $300 billion. Does that money exist beyond the stimulus money that he identified 2 weeks ago? Yes. Does he need executive order again? I don't think so. This is incredible great news, because he has an executive order. He just has to fund it. So when would it happen? It would likely happen the next few weeks, right before the eve of people voting by mail by vote. Wow, so much, so quickly, and so exciting, and we still haven't seen the other two bills. So a lot of stuff to understand and digest. I know it's a lot to take in. I'm trying to make it simple. Go to the Friends channel, hit the subscribe button, drop your comments below. I may feature them in tomorrow's recording. Also, like this video. You're doing an incredible job. The videos are appearing really high in the ranking, so I really appreciate it. About 25,000 views. So what a great time it has been. Coming up next is Rent. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay focused, and save LA for more.